And welcome to St Francis Xavier Catholic Sixth Form College's virtual open evening. Apologies for the slightly late start. We had a few technical issues, but they seem to be resolved now. Now, my name is Graham Thompson, and it's my pleasure and privilege to be the principal of this wonderful college community. And it's just such a fantastic place to learn and work. And thank you for your interest in the college. I'm sure you won't be disappointed by what you see and hear this evening. So what does today's event hold in store? Well, it will allow you to hear from our student panel about what it's like to be a student and study at the college. And this will be followed by a Q&A session with myself and other leaders of the college. So if you would like to ask a question, just use the chat function at the bottom of your page, and we'll do our best to answer it. You'll also be able to access the college and departmental videos and take a virtual tour of the college via the college website. Now, when you look at everything on offer at SFX, from the quality of learning and teaching to the college values, which you can see behind me and that we hold very dear, it's my firm belief that you won't find anywhere better to study in South London. Of course, I'm biased, but don't take my word for it. Ask our students. So without further ado, I'm now going to hand over to our Assistant Principal, Anna Griffiths, who is chairing the student panel. And I, as I said, will be happy to answer any questions you may have after that. Thank you.
My name is Ms Griffiths. I'm principal here, and I'm just going to ask you to introduce yourselves and just briefly explain the subjects that you studied and what you're planning to do next year.
Okay, hi, I'm Temi and I study UAL Art and Design Extended Diploma. And yeah.
Hi, my name is Dominic and I study Business BTech Extended Diploma.
Hello, my name is Xavier. I did biology, economics and geography A-level.
Hi, I'm Amy. I do business, sociology and criminology.
I'm Isabella and I did classical civilizations, religious studies, history and EPQ.
So anyone really want to start? So out of the subjects that you studied, so say for example the A-level students, which subjects do you perhaps have as your favourite and why?
For me, I would say biology was my favorite because it has a lot of content. You also get the practical side of it as well, which is really interesting. And you get to do like a lot of experiments and like working on things that you've never really seen before. And it's in a very relaxed classroom setting. My class wasn't too big, so we got a lot of time with the teacher and it wasn't too much pressure on us. And yeah, I feel like I enjoyed that more than I would have at my other school.
Yeah, I would say criminology was my favorite. I enjoyed learning about different people, why crimes were committed. My teacher was very interested in us, always helped us with our coursework because the course had 50% coursework, which was helpful for me to do that too.
I would say that classics was my favorite because it's not really a common A-level you see about. So getting to study Greek mythology and the Roman world was really interesting and new. And it was quite a small class as well, so it was really engaging and one-to-one.
Brilliant. And what about the art course then? What was it about that you really enjoyed?
Doing a UAL diploma, I think it was good for me because I could focus on one thing. I could focus on what I like. And, you know, it's very calming, I guess. And yeah.
Business?
I think I enjoyed the part where there's a lot of detail involved in terms of planning you ahead for your career, especially like with a lot of jobs now wanting a business like degree in like your study. So it's important to have that, I think.
And did you get support in that, in lessons?
Yeah, a lot of support, and they definitely teach you a lot about working together as a team and that's important, obviously, if you're looking for employment afterwards.
So you kind of touched on this already. So one of the other questions that's been put forward is why you chose the route you chose. So you three chose the A-level route, and you two chose the extended diploma route. Why did you pick the BTEC over the A-levels?
I mean, I think for me, it offered everything I needed. I mean, for my future at least. And for me specifically, I felt business offered a wide variety of options afterwards. So it was enough for me.
Opens up for options afterwards.
Likewise, I think it let me focus on what I really love and what I really want to do. So I didn't really have distractions, not necessarily distractions, but like I was like on my full course of what I really want to do in the future and such. So
And is that what you're going on to next?
yeah, I'm going to do fine art at uni.
Amazing. And why A-levels then?
I done A levels because I wasn't actually too sure what I wanted to do in the future. I had done business and sociology at GCSE, but hadn't quite picked what I thought I wanted to do. So I thought if I do A levels, then that would give me some time to really like delve into the subject more to decide like what I really wanted to do and what I enjoyed learning.
Yeah, I have to agree on that. I wasn't quite certain what I wanted to do at uni yet, and so I thought I would go with the subjects I found the most fun, really. So I loved history and I love ROS, and classics was a new experience. So by studying those, it helped me to figure out what I wanted to do in future.
For me, it was similar. I also wasn't 100% like set on a career, but I knew that I wanted to do something in science. So when I chose that, I was thinking more like I can get more of a broader education here, then and find out what I want to do in the future. And I feel like A-levels offered that route better than the other courses that were available.
Give you time to think.
It gave me time to think, it gave me support, and I had like the careers team helping me as well to decide what I wanted to go on to. So now I found like where I'm going and I'm happy with it.
And I think the good thing that comes with that, you wasn't stuck in that class like from the A-levels that you choose. You can like say the first week and you're feeling, oh, this may not be for me. You can talk to someone and like talk about changing your options. That's what I liked about it.
I mean, that kind of leads on to this next question that's been put forward about what advice would you give students when they first arrive at SFX to help them get settled in? And how did you kind of find your first week or two of SFX?
Definitely don't sit quietly on something you don't feel that is right. So say maybe you're in your first 2 lessons and you don't like your subject at all. You don't have to do it. You are free to change your subject, see what other options are available. And so the teachers are here to help you. So talk to them, talk to your peers and see what else can be done.
Yeah, I think you should step out your comfort zone. It's definitely important because if you don't know anyone in the classroom, if you're lucky, you might have some older friends in the same classroom as you, but most of the time you're going to have to make new friends, and it's just going to be that first hurdle where you have to jump over, and then it becomes easy and it's just smooth experience after that.
Yeah, just talk to people. Like we're all in the same boat. When you first start, like sparking up a conversation, it's quick and easy. It's not really as much just say hi.
Yeah. I would say where I joined SFX about a month in, it was a bit daunting for me because I thought everyone was going to be in their clique already, and the opening session days had already been and gone. But as soon as I was just open-minded and just came in and said hi, everyone was really welcoming. The teachers, were emailing me like, oh, this is the work that we've done these past weeks, if you want to read over it. People, the students were really nice and friendly as well, so it was easy to settle in.
Any other top tips?
Oh, my top tip would just be like when you come in, keep an open mind. There's obviously going to be a lot of like new people. There's a new system. Everyone here is starting at the beginning with you. So I would say keep an open mind. Try as many things as possible. Just start putting effort into all the things that you do, because whatever you put in, you're going to get out at the end of the day.
Ask questions. Like you can ask questions.
Yeah,
if you're confused or lost, everyone's there to help you.
On a more simple level, bring a pen, notebook. Be a little prepared with some materials.
Nice. So another question they've asked is if you could just kind of describe what a normal day in the life of a student SFX is like.
I'll say a normal day would be, it depends on your timetable because the timetables do vary. Like different subjects will have different times, but you just come in when it's your lesson. Obviously you're gonna have it's gonna be a normal lesson setting where you have a teacher, the work will be given out, everyone will do it, you'll be engaged with your teacher throughout the lesson. Then you'll have a lunch or a break period, depending on what period you have.
You're free to go out during
free to-
lunchtime as
yeah.
well.
Sometimes
free
there's
to-
even activities at lunch that you can go to.
Yeah, there are activities at lunch, or you can leave, you can go off site with your friends, get lunch, and then come back if you have a lesson in the afternoon. If you don't have a lesson in the afternoon, you're free to go home at the end. So you do have a bit more flexibility there. Anyone else?
You can have days where you just have one lesson, so it's quite simple. You come in, do a lesson, and you're free to go. Or you might have, I think when you come in September, it will be 3 lessons a day, so you can have 3 short intervals of lessons. You'll probably have a break as well, so you're free to go out again like at lunchtime. And there's lots of extracurriculars on as well, so that might fit in around your day. You might stay later to do something. Yeah, there's lots to do.
Yeah, even the library is open, so if you have like a gap in your timetable or in your break, or you need to print something or anything, the library is always open during that.
Or even
time
the
to-
gym.
Yes,
gym
there
as
is a
well.
gym.
Have you been?
No, that's good.
Do you see people on their
I do,
treadmills?
even my friends be going. I think, yeah.
So kind of linking to what you're talking about in terms of what you can do at lunchtime or break time, what people are wondering is what's the difference in terms of the level of freedom you have at SFX as a student compared to what it was like at secondary school?
Well, you can leave. You can go out and get lunch and come back. Or there's like a canteen where you can get food. Here, I guess that's different from secondary school.
Yeah, and like we wouldn't have full school days. Like maybe you'll finish at 12 sometimes, and I guess like maybe out of the 4 days you'll have a day off. It depends on the schedule you're given. So it lets you manage your time around that. So I guess you have more time.
Yeah, a lot of people have 4 days in, I think. And also you have like some early finishes and some late starts. So it does help you a bit in the morning when you have like a later start.
Yeah, so like one of my days I started at 1 p.m. and so I had the whole morning to catch up on homework or just have a lie-in if you want to.
Yeah, in my old school, you weren't allowed to leave. So I feel like having a larger gap where you can go home if you live close by, you can go to get food nearby. You can just kind of have more of a relaxed afternoon, and it's more broken up. You don't have to be in school with the same people. Like you have a lot of freedom. It's kind of more similar to uni than it is to a school.
You're trusted a lot more than you are in
Yeah.
secondary school. So there you're like, there's still the child idea, of being protected in one place, but here you're treated more like young adults, which is really freeing, and it helps you to mature more as well.
Yeah, you definitely get to have like more experiences as well.
Yeah, you're given more responsibilities as well by your teachers, and
Yeah.
Independent, really.
Yeah.
Like to do, it's like up to you to do, kind of get yourself together. Even though teachers are
Sorted,
there,
yeah.
but
You're independent, but you're not alone.
independent. Yeah.
Yes, there are people's there for you.
Linked to that then, some people have asked how many teachers do you kind of have on average per subject? So it's probably going to be different for BTEC students compared to the A-level students.
Mine one,
BTEC school first.
we had like 2 teachers, and yeah, it was split across the timetable. So yeah, it was just 2.
no, I had like 3 or 4 teachers, roughly.
For my sociology and criminology was 1 teacher, but with business I had 2 teachers, and they split up themes. So we went over with certain themes of 1 teacher and the other themes with the other teacher.
Yeah, so for classics, religion and EPQ, I had 1 teacher. But for history, you have 1 teacher for your first year going over certain content. Then in your second year, you have a different teacher. But you will see both of them interchangeably. It's not too confusing a change.
Yeah, I had, my whole time here, I think I've had 5 different teachers. I had 1 biology teacher both years, and I had 2 geography and 2 economics teachers. And they work together, but they teach you slightly different content. So yeah, it does help a bit because you don't have to be constantly going over the same topic, whereas it gets split up. So if there's a topic you prefer, you get to like learn it at the same time. That makes sense.
This next question is a bit leading and it's assuming they do, but it's asking, how do teachers help with your learning?
I think just always being open, like they were always like, oh, if you need to email me, come. They were like, oh, my office is here, like, you know, come and talk to me if you have any issues. I would stay back in lesson like till 4 and like finish any essays I needed to write and come and mark it and things like that.
Yeah, just be honest if you need help or anything. Your teacher's always happy to have a chat with you about how you're doing. Pretty sure I have sent random bits of work in on free time just to have that looked at too. So yeah, they really communicate with you in class, but once you go home, they're still willing to like help you out. So you can email them if you have any questions.
Same with me. They're open to a lot of questions. We have like mini debates in our art class, and we just talk about, oh, this could be an idea, oh, this, and we just juggle ideas around the class. So it's like always a conversation. Like you're not alone.
Yeah, and like even in the classroom, they always find time to talk to each specific student and to see where they are and how much progress they've made, if they need to catch up or if they're way ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well.
CAP reports frequently throughout the year. You have a little chat with your teacher just to see how you're doing, how you can improve. They'll set you targets too, so you never get overlooked in the class.
Yeah, I'd say for some of my subjects, I didn't get as much homework. I did get a lot of work, and you would get it back, and then teacher would say what you need to add or you should change. And I think that's more helpful than just a bunch of tasks after school to just go home and do. I feel like they gave you more work, and after the work was given, you had more time to go change stuff, and teachers would always be giving you back stuff. I mean, like add this, add that. And I think as it comes towards the end of the year, you can fill, as you go through, you're filling the gaps in your knowledge. So at the end, there's not a huge task of everything you need to fill in.
Yeah,
So I
you
feel
get
like that
regular
definitely helped.
feedback. So like you don't hand in an essay and then you never see it again. You will get it back fairly quickly and with really good feedback. So it always helps you to develop.
And although that the teachers are very helpful, they also can get in like extra help and extra support. So for my first year, the LSE university students came and helped and mentored a few of us after college and had an hour just to go over the work with you as well as the teacher being there. So that was really helpful to me as well.
Yeah.
Nice. And then I think this question is the big question that students always want to know. What's the uniform or dress code like?
Yeah, there's not really one.
There's no
Wear
dress
what you
code.
want within reason. Nothing explicit, and then you're happy to.
Trainers
Do
and
you-
tracksuits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, you could wear a suit if you wanted, but the
Yeah,
people who did that kind of just stopped after like a week.
yeah, you can dress up to the nines in the first week if you want, but you'll find you're more than happy to just sit in your jumpers in your lessons.
That's something I love about SFX. You can express yourself in your clothes, like.
Yeah.
And sometimes, if I want to wear a jogger set, I can wear that. Like, it's as long as you're comfortable and you're not faffing around with your clothes, they appreciate it. Like, if I have a bad hair day, I put on my bonnet quickly, and no one's like judging me. Like,
Yeah, I feel like it's a
Yeah, I
very
like it.
relaxed environment. Like, people wear different things. Everyone kind of just gets on with it. Like, no one's really paying attention. I feel like when you're in secondary and you're wearing a uniform, on monthly day, everyone's focused on what everyone wears.
Yeah.
But in this school, because there's no uniform and it's every day,
You
in
don't
the
have to
first week,
worry,
everyone
it's
dresses
enough.
up like it's a fashion show. But then by the third week, everyone's
the norm.
forgotten. Everyone just shows up in whatever they can find, literally. I feel like I think that's the best possible way, because when you're in school, you're not here to look good. You're just here to do your work.
It's not about your
Fashion
uniform.
show.
You've just got to be there.
So I think it's the best. It's the best combination, rather than wearing a uniform where you have to look a certain way and everyone looks the same. Like, you get individuality, but you also get like less focus on what everyone's wearing and more focus on the
actual
school.
work.
Yeah.
And you can dye your hair if you want to, so that's a new freedom here.
Jewellery, yeah. Are there any compulsory lessons that you have to attend on top of your lessons that you study, so on top of business, art, or your A-levels?
Yeah, we have to do RP, which is religion and philosophy. It's like a short session where you go through, you talk about different like
protected characteristics and like how to go about making sure you don't say the wrong things, learning about different types of people, and it's not just confined to religion. It goes a lot deeper than that.
Yeah, you cover like a bit of ethics and different things and just current events and situations that are going on in the world. And you get to debate and talk about it,
So
And
like
Nice
one course or
conversation.
something.
That's
Yeah.
how we treat it.
Yeah.
just like an open environment or like a forum to just discuss your feelings and hear what other people have to say around the college.
If you do religion A level, you won't have to take it, but it's still worth, you still get access to the content if you want to have a look yourself.
So this question is asking, is the school diverse?
Yeah, the school's diverse.
Yeah.
I would say, in my opinion, I think the school's very diverse, not just with like students, but also with like teaching staff as well.
Religions.
Got a lot of people from different religions.
You
Even though
might
it is
hear
a
this is a Catholic school, but you don't have to, it's not everything's emphasized on Catholicism.
Yeah.
You have
We
all different
appreciate all
religions
of them.
here. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you have an Islamic prayer room as well. So yeah, everyone's welcome regardless of faith or ethnicity.
Or what you choose to wear?
Yeah.
Clothes.
So linked to that then, how easy did you find it to make friends when you came to SFX?
I thought I was going to be alone. Like, it felt a bit shy. You know, everyone's coming in and like, oh my gosh, are they going to like me? I'm going to make friends. But after a while, it's just easy. Everyone just tried to talk to each other because we're in the same boat. And you could just sit down and maybe sometimes someone will just come up to you and you just talk. So as long as you're open and you're not closed off, you'll find someone.
You're fine because you picked these courses, you're with people who also want to learn the same things that you do. So when I got to classics, I was surrounded by equally nerdy people who liked classics. And so, yeah, it's just, everyone's really friendly. It's really easy to talk to. You do have to do icebreakers when you get here, but you know, they're not that bad. You get to meet lots of people this way.
Yeah, and because of how big the college is, some people think that it's going to be harder, but I think that makes it a lot easier to make friends because you've got a lot more people here. You're gonna find some people with a lot more stuff in common than maybe you would have had with people at your secondary school because you guys probably just all came from the same area. But with this, like you can meet people from all over London and make really good friends. But for me, when I started, I didn't know anyone. But then like, I made one friend, and that friend introduced me to other people, and then by the end of like the first year, I was pretty much friends with everyone. And
Yeah, you kind of network, like you meet your friends' friends, and sometimes then you end up with people that don't even do any of your subjects, but then you find you have so much commonalities with them. Yeah, which is cool because you don't confine yourself to people that are in your class or sit next to you, and everyone's really friendly as well.
And you'll find in the canteen as well, people will just come and sit with you and you'll just start a conversation because it's all really casual and it's all really nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say everyone's really friendly and like when you first join, everyone's new as well. Everyone's on the same page as you, so you know it's important to make new friends, and you'll find it very easy as well. So, yeah.
Did any of you know anybody before you came?
No.
Yeah, I came here with my twin sister, so I am genetically quite okay with starting new places.
I didn't know anyone like on the way here, but when I got here, I realized I knew people. But I wasn't in their classes, so I still had to go through that, being open and saying hi to people and realizing that I was the new girl and people might have their cliques, but everything was fine actually in the end. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't actually know anyone that was coming here before, but I met one girl over the summer, but I didn't know she was coming here, and I found out that she went here. And then one boy from my primary school was here. I've been spoken to this guy in like 5 years, but I just saw him on the bus one day. So that's the only two people I knew. But other than that, everyone was new. So most of my friends now, where I didn't know 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, I only knew one other person, and I don't really see him that often. But you know, I met a lot of other new people when I came to this school. Yeah.
The next question might be one of the ways you made friends, but what other opportunities outside of lessons have you perhaps taken up or have you been able to take part of since you've joined SFX?
Well, Isabella and I, we were in the student union, which is just like a forum where we got to do talks about anti-bullying.
There were lots of like roles within student union, so you can like focus on charity events if you wanted to, diversity stuff. So like, yeah, like you said, workshops. We did an anti-bullying workshop, so that was interesting. And yeah, we did a lot of fundraising. So one thing the school does every year is it raises money for crisis, I think around Christmas, and so that's good. Lots of people get on board with that.
Bank.
And on Valentine's Day, we sold roses to raise money for, I think, the student union itself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I haven't seen the money, but that was fun.
I also did the wellbeing sessions that just started this year. The teachers realised that with this year being quite a crazy year, a lot of students' mental health was going to be affected. So they opened up a forum, just a safe space for students to talk about anything without their like teachers' hats on, and they just be able to talk person to person about your mental health or your family, or you're struggling with your exams, and just have that safe space really to talk. It was really helpful for me.
Yeah, in my first year, I took part in Young Enterprise, and going in, I didn't actually do business, so a lot of the people there were like doing business. So I kind of came in, I was a bit new, but through that, I made a lot of friends, and then I was the managing director, so I was in charge. So I had to go find other people to join. So when I was going out, I was just going to people and being like, "Oh, do you think you could do this? Or like you could be beneficial in the business in this way?" And a lot of the people who I convinced to join, I'm still friends with them today. So like that definitely helped me, because I was coming out of my comfort zone to ask people if they wanted to join, and then it just so happened that me and them ended up being friends.
What product did you make?
Oh, our product was Crease Protectors. I'm actually wearing them right now, but we decided to make Crease Protectors because we thought that, a lot of people, young people, especially like us, we want to wear like Air Forces and we want to keep them fresh as possible, for as long as possible. It has all these other benefits, but yeah, we did that.
I also did a mentoring thing. The college set me up with a primary school where I was able to work one-to-one with primary school students, like if they had any behavioral issues and things like that. So I was able to teach them like maths and just to kind of be like a TA, support the teacher, but specifically with the one child, which was really helpful and kind of guided me to realize what I wanted to do in the future as well.
In my course, we had a lot of people come in to talk to us that worked in like the fashion industry or with like Kanye West and stuff. And like these were past students, like alumni. And when they came in, they introduced opportunities to us, like grad fashion, where you go to like a summer type school and you just create outfits and such. So there was a lot of opportunities that was available and flexible around what you want to do. So I like that was there.
Business? There's been a lot of talks, isn't there? Mr. Techi gets in and so many alumni, previous alumni.
Yeah, that haircut person.
Hairdresser, yeah.
Yeah, he came in and he was saying how he came over from Jamaica and he didn't have anything, but he knew that he was good at cutting hair, and he just followed his dream really and went for it, and he came and spoke to us last year.
Got a long wait list. So this question is quite interesting. Products one. It says, do you feel safe and wanted at SFX?
Yeah, it's a very safe environment. I think, yeah, like you've got security, you've got systems in place where to protect you. You've got your cards that you tap in and tap out when you first come in.
So identification.
Yeah.
You got like Frank and Leroy downstairs, and like they know you by the time after you've been here for like 2 years, they'll know your name.
Yeah.
Like,
They know everyone's
They knew my
names
name
in
in
the
the first week.
they knew my name because I left my card like 4 times. I had to buy a new one, but yeah, they knew me.
Do you want to explain who Frank and Leroy and Sandra are?
Yeah, Frank and Leroy are like the on-site security. So one of them will either be in the front when you come straight through the door, or one of them will be sitting behind the computer at the front desk. So you'll always see them. And then the other lady, what was her name again?
Sandra.
Sandra, she's she's always in the canteen, just making sure everything's going all right. She's around school, you always see her, just making sure that everyone's following the rules, everyone's going to their class. Yeah, she really is. Yeah, so she's always there.
Yeah, the security, but it's not like you're being watched or anything.
No.
They're just there to make sure you're okay and you're safe. And they're just all great to talk to, really.
With the wanted part, with me saying I went to the wellbeing, you realize like that was really emphasized to me how much they really wanted to hear your feelings or what you've gone through, because that sometimes you think, oh, they're just my teachers, like, oh, should I really say this to them? But they were so open, making sure we knew that our feelings or emotions or whatever it may be was wanted and valued. So that was good.
Even opportunities like this, the student panel, we get asked like, oh, do you want to do this? And it doesn't mean you don't have to be an ambassador to do this. Just like to get you talking and opportunities. I like that.
I feel like a lot of the opportunities in this college are literally open to anyone. Like coming from my other school, not every opportunity was publicized. Like there wasn't posters hanging out for everyone. They just contacted people who they wanted, and they choose who they liked, and
A
they give them
select little
opportunities.
team of like school prefects. Or
Here
something.
they just everything's open. If you're willing and you're willing to put an effort, teachers are gonna put an effort. And if you want something, they're gonna help you as much as they can to help you, and they're gonna give you all the resources that you need.
You just have to
They will make it
ask.
possible.
And even then it's all around college and just displayed there for you to see.
I was like, for example, the Young Enterprise thing, I just walked in one day and said, yeah, I want to do this. And I was just able to do that. In other places, like, can't do that. They will choose who they want. They'll kick people out who they don't like.
Or they might say like, oh, because you didn't do business, oh, it's only for business students, but they were open,
That's one thing I definitely think that I feel like everyone here is actually wanted. They want to keep you here and they want you to do your best while you're here. I feel like.
Next question then is a funny one. Do you really get iPads and what do you use them for?
You really get iPads. Yeah, I got an iPad because I do economics. Use them in class, especially during lockdown when we didn't have any online. When our lessons were online, I was using that to access Google Classroom. I was using it to access Zoom. And you can also download your own apps as well. You can like watch whatever you want to watch like, at home when you're not in lessons. So you can go on Netflix, you can do everything else.
iPads were really helpful, especially in lockdown. And like as an art student, we had Apple pens and we could draw and everything like Photoshop. You had access to it. You didn't need to pay for it. It was already there on your iPad. And if you had any problems, the ICT will help you. So that was really helpful. Yeah.
You could access the lesson slides while you're in there. You can use it to take pictures of the board. I mean, you can email the teachers back and forth. You don't even have to wait till you get home or do it on your phone. So yeah, you had a lot more accessibility, especially with the teachers and communication, everything like that. So I definitely think, yeah, you do get iPads. It's actually real.
So someone said, I'd like to find out how students are selected. So this is kind of coming back to what you're talking about wanted, for the REACH pathway.
Yeah, for each pathway, students are selected. I think they just select the students with the academic profile that they think would fit or is most suitable. And they think they select the students who they think are most likely to do it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to. Like, I got selected for that. I declined that because I thought I wanted to go back to my other form originally and I was making friends there and I felt more comfortable there. So it's also a choice as well. It's not forced.
But if you do choose to do it, I stuck with REACH. It was a really nice opportunity. So like it helped you look at after school options in more detail. You don't have to just look at university. It helped you look at apprenticeships. It helped me get onto various summer schools as well, which was nice to do in lockdown. And you do change forms, but they're all people you already know, so it's a really good opportunity.
I mean, the next question you kind of answered. So it's asking what are the best extracurricular activities. So you kind of talked about Young Enterprise and the wellbeing stuff. Were there any other things that you saw advertised that you perhaps didn't get involved with, but would have wanted to? Maybe?
One I wanted to get involved with is the Model UN. I feel like that was a really good opportunity. That I was 50-50 between Young Enterprise and Model UN, and I just chose Young Enterprise. I said I'll do the other one next year, but obviously because of COVID, I don't think it was going through. But yeah, I feel like that was a really good opportunity.
I saw they went to New York,
and
then I was really sad why I didn't get involved. So there are lots of like things you can do here where you can actually like go abroad. So Model UN, you go to your conference thing. I'm not quite sure what it involves, but as a history student, I got involved with the Holocaust Educational Trust department, where 2 students from this school, me and my friend, got to go to a concentration camp in Poland for the day, and we got to do various events and lectures with Holocaust survivors and like people knowledgeable in the subject. And it was a really interesting but different experience. And I got to meet lots of other people from different schools through it. But yeah, there are things you can do which you've never even heard of. But
Yeah.
Didn't you get involved in something else?
Oh yeah. I was looking at it. What's she talking about? Yeah, I also took part in an opportunity for a scholarship for a company called Sackler, and I had those various stages, and I was able to work with the people in the school and like teachers. They really helped me and assisted me to get through. And yeah, I did my interview over there, and I was selected for that. So I'm really pleased with that. Yeah.
this is the best.
Yeah.
I read about that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. Next one then, how do you feel staff treat you? It doesn't have to just be teachers, just kind of staff in general.
I'll treat you nice.
Yeah.
Like, you can go to whoever you want, and that's what I like about it. There's no like, there'll be people that you can talk to, and they'll direct you there. But if I am having a breakdown, I feel lost, and the cleaner's there, and I feel I could talk to her right now. She would talk to me, and we could just have a conversation. She might direct me after, but it doesn't matter. Like anyone that's around, any part of the staff, they're, no matter like what their title are, they're there for you. You
Even
can
the
talk to them.
canteen staff, I've had long conversations with the lovely lady who works on Starbucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone's really friendly. When you're in class as well, your teachers are happy to talk to you about
I
anything.
definitely think that they treat you like adults.
Yeah.
Like you're not a kid to them. You're grown. Like you have responsibilities. They're obviously going to teach you. They're going to teach you, but they're also there to help. And then
Understand you.
it's like a back and forth as well. So it's not. It's them. You don't just come to them. They're going to come to you as well with opportunities and things to do and improvements that you can make. And yeah, you definitely do get support from them. But you also have to show that you're growing up and that you're actually taking responsibility as well. So it's a 50-50.
They do notice what you're doing. Like
Yeah.
when we were doing, I think, the Holocaust assemblies here for Holocaust Memorial Day, one of my teachers asked me to go on a trip to a museum during the day with some other people who I thought would suit it. Secondary school would never send you out during the day to a museum because they wouldn't trust you, but here they have that faith in you as like a young adult. And so yeah, it's
It's the same with my course. We would go to like Tate Modern, and they would just send us off, or even
off you go.
restaurants.
Yeah, we trust you, do the
We got
work.
enterprise, so I would just say, go get the team, we're going. We need to go. Just get everyone, pick them out of lessons. Let's just go. We'll just
I went to a criminology and sociology conference last year, and it had like a lot of the sociologists that I was learning about were actually doing speeches. And the other one we went to was like a talk, and one of the people like from that had already committed crimes and saying how it's affected their life. We had the mafia princess, she calls herself, was giving us a talk about how being raised in the mafia has like affected her life, and how she's had to try to change her life around. So that's good.
This one's quite hard, and it might take a little time to think about, but if you had to describe SFX in one word, what word would that be? I'm trying to think about this as well.
I would say uplifting, because like we've kind of touched on, like from the moment you walk in, like you've just got friendly faces, like we said, the security guard, they're all very welcoming. And sometimes like you're just having a bad day, and the teacher will send you an email, or be like, oh, you didn't like look like you looked upset today, or hold you back, or say like, oh, I hope you're all right, or just email me. Or they send you like a note on your like work and just say, oh, if you have any problems. So I would say it's been quite uplifting.
Uplifting is a perfect word as well.
I'd say supportive, because you've got people like, is it the careers officer, who will help, and they will help you out with like your your future and like your pathway. You know, they'll just sort of guide you on what you want to do. They won't necessarily like they'll give you a wide variety of options that you've got like available to you, whether it's uni or an apprenticeship or work or whatever it may be.
Yeah. And I definitely think it's non-judgmental as well, depending on everyone has a different path that they want to take. And I feel like in some schools that will kind of force down one route, which is more like university. And then I feel like here, I've heard a lot of people saying that they're doing different apprenticeships. And I don't think that would have been available at different schools.
Exactly. Yeah.
They really help you and guide you in that.
Yeah, I wanted to do an apprenticeship, and at first I thought, oh, the teacher might kind of push me into doing going to university, but she always, so even till now, she emails me like, oh, there's this really good apprenticeship opportunity, and make sure you sign up quick. The spaces go really quick. Like, don't be procrastinating. Like, do it now. And she's like, she's on you, but in a good way, like to get it done and make sure that you're doing that. So yeah.
Help to give you opportunities. Like recently the careers department, they send you like regular updates about things going on, but you can sign up to. And I heard about like virtual work experience, so I did a 2 weeks journalism course online, and I wouldn't have found out about it without the school. So that was interesting and new.
Yeah. If I had to say one word, I'll say eye-opening, but I feel like that's 2 words.
Hyphen's fine.
Yeah, just eye-opening, because you get to like see a lot of things that you would never seen, and kind of opens a lot of new doors, especially for me, like with all the stuff that I've been involved with. Like, this was not available at my old school. So like coming here, I've got all the opportunities that I've got, and
New experiences,
new people, new friends, new area. I feel like I've learned so much, and I feel like I'm a better person for that. It's like with my old school, I feel like I'd have just continued on the path I was on and just ended up really the same as everyone else. I feel like here there's more individuality, and everyone has a different path, but it's okay because we're all in it together at the same time.
That was nice.
I feel like I mean it though.
Opportunities are still there.
So this kind of linked to that then. So what's the environment like? How would you describe the environment of SFX? Physical and also kind of
It's a really big school. I'm still learning my way around, but it's really lovely. You have a really nice courtyard quad where they have a garden in it, and so there's lots of lovely trees in it. So if you're tired of classrooms, you can just go sit outside during your lunch break or break. And in the summer, it's really nice. You have your benches.
Yeah, I'd say the physical environment is pretty modern as well. Like the classrooms are all like, they've got the best facilities and stuff. They've got good computers, good whiteboards, like good projectors. Like in my old school, there wasn't even that much. A lot of the books were old and everything. I'd probably say that this is way more modern.
iPads,
all of these things that we just didn't have them. There's an IT office. There's a bigger library, and like teachers have their own office space to go to, not just their classroom stuff. But like, it's very modern. It's a bit tricky to find your way around in the beginning, but you'll get used to it.
There's a lovely chapel too as well.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to be religious to use it. You can just go in there, have a sit down, have a chat with the chaplain. Yeah, Kate, I think that's her name.
Kate.
Yeah, she's really lovely. She'll chat to you about anything.
And then the kind of, what's the other one? Physical and
just more like kind of
the vibe.
social. Yeah, the vibe.
I'd say the vibe of the college is pretty relaxed. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone's pretty friendly, like you said before. And you're just gonna find your people. You're gonna get on with them, and then you can.
Not as intense as secondary school. If you're like caught in the hallways, secondary between class, you have a teacher shouting at you to detention or get to your lessons. But no, everyone's just making their way about.
I like that it wasn't really cliques. Like I can be with maybe just one group of people and not as in a group. They're just sitting together, and then I can go to another group and that group will mingle. Like it's relaxed and diverse.
So there's probably time for one question, and this is kind of to sum up. So the people want to know is like, what are your plans for next year? And maybe not even just for next year, but kind of your future.
Okay, I'm going to do fine art at Hertfordshire, and it's because I'm interested in the human mind, and later on in life I think I want to go into art therapy because that really interests me.
I think well, for September, I'm going to be heading to university and studying business. But in terms of after that, something business related, relate to investments and things like that. I think I need to focus more on investments, maybe go into advertising. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm going off to uni, hopefully the University of Surrey. I'm going to be studying dietetics, and then in the future, I definitely want to work in the NHS, work with people, maybe in the future, working with the more humanitarian side of it. And yeah.
I'm thinking like within this year up until September, like just to volunteer and make sure that I know for sure what I want to do. Like I kind of touched on, I did the mentoring, so I really like working with the children with like behavioural issues. So to do something like that. But then in September, like I said a bit before, like to get an apprenticeship, hopefully the Ministry of Justice, but I'm going to see if the volunteering sways me.
Yeah, in September, I'm hopefully going to the Uni of Glasgow, a bit far away, to do classics and theology, but I'm hoping to go on to human rights after that, and hopefully like joining an organisation like Amnesty or maybe Human Rights Law. So yeah, lots of options in the future, really.
I think that's the time that we finished. So I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
And it's going to go back to Mrs. Thompson now, who is the principal. If you've got any other questions that you want the students to answer, please feel free to email the admissions, and I'm sure we'll be able to get back to you if you've not answered any of them. But thank you so much.